I would like to discuss is how the question developed. So you get an idea. So based on what an inspector should job description is, we went to the um, publication effectiveness sheet, what you're supposed to know. So how they're going to test you, how the question are designed. So normally one subject matter expert designed a question, and the three other subject matter experts review the question and approve it. And from this point of view, that is the question written clearly, and is it a question that the API pressure vessel inspector should know? Okay. So once this is done, it goes into the data bank. They have over 1,000 questions. So if each slot you use exam is different from the other, so you wouldn't receive the same number of questions. In total, 170 questions, 30 are pre-test, which is not scored. And these are those questions that just been designed and approved by SMEs. So they want to see that in practice when they're giving it to the candidates. Have they been challenged? Are there enough number of people? They're not too difficult. They're not too easy, that sort of thing. And then they become set up a part of the permanent question or a scoreable question on subsequent exams. So we talk about the publication effectiveness and body of knowledge. Practically, publication effectiveness is the documents, list of documents with revision numbers and tell you where to study. Body of knowledge is actually tell you what you should expect to know. So that should give you a pretty good idea. Normally, you will have around 40% from API 510. I think it's some 60-page long. And so if we go by, these are the approximate percentage of questions. So around 50% comes from 510, 572. 10 to 12% of questions come from ASME section 8. And same thing for 10 to 12%, ASME section 9, 577, and ASME section 5, non-destructive examination, again around 10, 12%, 571, around 5%, damage mechanism, pressure relieving devices, and positive material identification, 576 and 578, it's around 5%, and some 2% of general knowledge and 2% of safety question they might ask you. So once you receive your score, it tells you the area that you have been examined. And now recently, I think they have changed it slightly, but this is what in reality you should get marked. So out of 140 score, you should get around 5 questions from scope and general application of API, 15 questions from damage mechanism, repairs 15 questions, NDT 15, welding around 15 questions, welding inspection and WPS, design around 10 questions. So don't concentrate too much on design because there's not many questions coming from there. Planning 20 questions. Remember, and test inspection and testing practices, pressure relieving devices, data evaluation, 20, which is important because you should be able to interpret the data, and roles and responsibilities 6. Remember that they might bring a question with lots of input data, but you put it in formula, you might get confused why they brought so many data that I don't need to put in the formula and get the result. The reason is not they don't want to trick you. They just want to know whether you can differentiate between relevant and irrelevant questions. Okay, so no negative marking. So answer all the question. Roughly 70%, but they have a scale marking. I don't want to confuse you with that, but it could, simply put, it could be between 68, 69% to 72%, depending on level of difficulty that they determine for each window of the exam. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. If you have any question, you can still write to us. We have our WhatsApp line. Or you can write to us through contact form. You can register a free account here with us. You can follow us on LinkedIn and social media, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and especially LinkedIn and YouTube. And we put all these videos there, so you can subscribe and follow us. And if you have any question, we'll be more than happy to answer your question.